Well, this might not be the news we've been waiting for, but it is news nonetheless, and it is regarding your Detroit Lions and a person that we have been waiting and wondering what was going to happen to them when it came to this season. And it looks like they barely made it, but the Detroit Lions have decided to go ahead, according to their Twitter account, says Lions have activated offensive lineman Christian Mahogany from the reserve non-football illness. And he was a 6th-round pick offensive lineman that caught mono during the offseason, and the Detroit Lions had until last week to make a decision on his 21-day window closed. But with today being Tuesday, remember, you have to make these decisions before the new league weeks begin, which are on Wednesday. So today being Tuesday, the 29th, the new league week begins on Wednesday. They had to make the decision today. We did hear somebody ask Dan Campbell about this in the press conference last week, and they said that they had to make a decision by next week, and it looks like they've done just that. Now, I'm actually very surprised as to him being activated, because that he now is going to take a spot on the 53-man roster. We had 52 spots that were used going into this elevation, or this activation, I should say. And now Christian Mahogany is going to take that 53rd spot. Things are going to get interesting for the Detroit Lions. Very, very interesting. At some time in the future, we've got some guys that you kind of know are going to come back. You know that Emmanuel Mosley is coming back. Somebody's going to have to get waived. Now, if you are a veteran, you can get cut and you can just go straight to another team. If you're under 4 years, you have to get waived. So a guy like James Houston, for example, not trying to pick on James, but a guy like James Houston would have to go through the waiver wire before he could revert back to the Detroit Lions if he's not claimed. So it's going to get interesting. Don't forget about Broderick Martin as well. He is going to eventually get elevated before the season is over. Now, there's no time frame that you have to come off of an injured reserve list. Don't forget, Broderick and Emmanuel went on the designated to return list. So they did go toward that list. They are currently they don't count toward the 53, but they will when they return. So don't forget, those were the type of lists. If you were on IR when the season started, you had to be put up all year unless you were designated to return. It was something they put John Kaminsky, because they put Emmanuel and Broderick on the designated to return. And then I forgot what it was with Kaminsky. I think Kaminsky was just the first person, but what they did is, that's right, they had to wait until a certain day to put John Kaminsky on, because if they didn't, so like he was on the roster, then he made the 53, because they would have had to put him on season ending IR if he went into from the preseason to the season on injured reserve. So that's it. Mahogany coming back. That means we have a spot now, but as those guys start to come back, we're going to have to start waiving some folks in order to make room for those guys returning. Now, here's something that I don't know. We went and we took Isaiah Thomas off the Bengals practice squad. He then has to go to the 53-man roster. But the question that I have is there a minimum? Because I just thought about this now. Otherwise, I would have done some research. Is there a minimum? So if you know this, put it in the comment section. Is there a minimum of time a person have to be on an active roster of the team that poaches him from the practice squad? Because think about it. Let's say we go and we poach Isaiah Thomas from the Bengals practice squad. He plays one game and then we waive him or we cut him. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you take him from the practice squad, they have to go on the 53-man roster, but I wonder if that is only for one game. So he could play his one game, he already did, and then we waive or cut him. Is that allowed? So that's going to be curious. But again, the window for Broderick Martin or Emmanuel has not opened yet. So once that happens, the Detroit Lions will have 3 weeks to make decisions as to who they're going to cut or waive. So This is good news. Again, not the news that we were waiting for or hoping for, but it is good news nonetheless. I really thought he was going to be done because Dan Campbell just seemed like he didn't have a ton of confidence that he would be able to come back. You know, you got to get in football shape and all that stuff, and this dude is recovering from mono. So it's good to hear. Hopefully we get to see him out there, man. I expect him probably now to be on the inactive list a lot until, you know, but at least he'll be ready to go. They think he's physically ready to go. So let me know your thoughts. Our 6th round pick. Here's the thing. Christian has, he has kind of, he's the tiebreaker because no, we have, okay, how many 6th round picks do we have now? We have James Houston, Malcolm Rodriguez, Christian, and I believe Mekhi Wingo was a 6th round pick. We haven't really heard his name all year, but he is on the 53-man roster. So right now you would have to say with the small sample size of Mekhi that Brad is like 1 for 1 in the 6th round. So he got a chance to be 3 for 1, 2 for 2. We'll see. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Remember, this channel is brought to you by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.